In my today's video, I'm going to compare the LG Stylo 3 Plus and the Samsung Galaxy J7. These are the most recent phones in Metropcs. This phone will be considered a mid-ranger phone. So without any further ado, let's find out. And let me begin in the design of the phones. First thing, we're gonna notice that the LG is a bigger screen, so we have 5.7 and we have 5.5 for the display. So for the size, you can tell that the LG is a bigger phone and a bigger screen as well. From the front, we will see the cameras, speakers. We have LED notification lights for the LG, and we don't have LED notification lights. Even the J7 Prime doesn't have a flash on the front. But from the bottom here, you will see that we have virtual buttons for the LG, and we have capacitive keys for the Samsung Galaxy J7 Prime. So we still have that physical buttons. From the side, we'll have the volume rockers, and the back of the phone is removable, and the battery is removable. Camera and flash, 8 megapixel camera. Have a look on the LG. LG has the power button and the fingerprint located on the phone. From the side, we have the volume rockers, as well as we have a stylus pin. It will be from the top on the right side, and from the bottom here we have the microphone, audio jack, and we don't have USB-C in both phones. Also, it's good to mention that the Samsung Galaxy J7 doesn't have a fingerprint ID, so the phone doesn't read your finger, so you still have to use the old-fashioned way to unlock the device for more security. In general, both phones made out of the plastic, and both phones you can remove the battery. We have no premium material like a glass, metal, or anything like that in both phones. These phones not high expensive at the same time, and the company target certain people for these phones, and they don't want to make the cost higher, so that way make the phone more affordable. Overall, in general, the designs, they're good. Some people like Samsung design, some other people like LG. You have knock on, you can use physical button to unlock. You have fingerprint, so this is more advantage. You have LED notification lights, and you have a stylus pin. So the LG Stylo 3 Plus has more to give you. In both display, we have bigger display for the LG Stylo 3 Plus, 5.7, and more resolution will be 1080p full high definition, and even more PPI 386. The J7 Prime has 286 for the PPI and high definition, not full HD, and we have 5.5 for the size of the display. In paper, the display for the LG better. The LG display is very good, resolution amount, PPI, everything's good. The only complaint I have will be the brightness. The screen is not that too bright. When you go outside, I mean, you will see that the quality of the display is not going to be that good, and you're not going to be able to see this display as same as the Samsung Galaxy J7 Prime, which is more bright and more vivid, but the only things, the color more washed out. In both displays, they're very good displays, but that's the only complaints I have about the displays. We have great batteries in both phones, and both are removable. The J7 Prime has 3300 milliamps power battery, which is more than the LG Stylo 3 Plus. It's only 3080 milliamps power battery. But on paper, I have used both of them. Both of them, they're good. Over 5 hours easily you can get. Even the J7 Prime, you can go over 6 hours screen on time. If we just look over here, we see that's 918 milliamps power battery, give me 3 hours and 33 minutes screen on time. That means TFT display doesn't consume a lot, while 876 milliamps power consume it give me screen on time 2 hours and 50, around 3 hours very much, which is in both phones they are very good performance, and you can go over 6 hours screen on times. And battery, don't worry, even if something happen in the future, you can buy another one and get it replaced so easy. Now the internal hardware may be gonna make a difference here. Some points I will give advantage for the J7 Prime, and some other points I will give it to the LG G Stylo 3 Plus. For instance, we have 1.6 will be Exynos processor 7870 for the J7 Prime. After I've done the performance test or the speed test, it performed better than the Snapdragon 435. Even if this one shows it's 430, this is the 435. Both are octa-core processor. We have in both phones 2 GB of RAM, but the Stylo has 32 GB internal memory compared to 16 GB internal memory. I believe a little bit faster in performance is not gonna make a big difference, but I believe 16 GB more in the storage gonna make a huge difference, especially that both phones, they perform very good for playing games or problems, lagness, stuff like that. In both phones they have octa-core faster processor. And let's just move on to show you the Geekbench score over here, just to translate these numbers to performance. Yes, it shows that the J7 Prime has faster processor on Geekbench, even either way for the single core and the multi-core. Now let's go ahead, take a look on the sensor on phones just to see if there is any differences over here. I don't see a huge difference. So both phones support gyroscope, proximity sensor, sound sensor, orientation sensor, stuff like that. Very much everything identical, except that the J7 Prime doesn't have light sensor, which is in my opinion not a big deal. So in both phones you're good. If you want to watch 360 videos, VR case, stuff like that, you shouldn't have a problem in both devices. Now both phones came out of the box with the Android Nougat 7.0. So Samsung, they use the new Samsung TouchWiz for the Android Nougat. As you guys can see, very much settings now it looks different. LG, they don't have the app drawer, so but you have option to add the app drawer very much, but this is how it looks. So Samsung, they have their own philosophy for their system UI, but basically the same platform here and there, so we don't have a huge difference because same operating system. I'm not going through that. I want to just talk about the features on the phones. Now it's very important to know that the Samsung Galaxy J7 Prime doesn't have fingerprint, while the LG Stylo 3 Plus has fingerprint located in the back, and it works great. And one thing's also another additional thing on the Stylo 3 Plus, that has a stylus pin. So that's where the stylus pin, and the stylus pins of course comes with features. This stylus kind of a little bit hard to pop sometimes, and then you have to go through all that. We will cover these on the tips and tricks for that phone, which is coming up soon. If you haven't subscribed, please do. As well as the Stylo 3 Plus has LED notification lights, which is the Samsung doesn't. But the Samsung has the smart view over here. So if you wanna connect your phone to a smart TV or something, you can use this one and just easy pair it to it, which is a Stylo 3 Plus doesn't have that feature on this phone. And another additional feature for the Stylo 3 Plus, that it has the NFC. And even the original Samsung J7 has that NFC, what doesn't exist. So this does support Google Pay, stuff like that. Now in both phones we don't have the USB-C, we have mini USB 2. But what makes the Stylo 3 Plus more distinguished, that does support quick charge, and the phone shipped with 2.0 quick charge from LG, while the Samsung Galaxy J7 Prime doesn't. Finally, I want to talk about the camera on phones. We have 5 megapixel for front-facing camera on both phones, and we have 13 megapixel rear camera on the LG Stylo 3 Plus, and 8 megapixel camera for the Samsung Galaxy J7 Prime. But from my experience, I have tested both phones' camera, I have taken pictures, and I've made review already. I just want to give you my experience here, because I don't want to go through the camera, review it, tell you the differences. You can go ahead and check my full review for both phones, and you will see more details, information about camera. In my personal opinion, I have seen that the Samsung J7 Prime has better camera, especially on low light. Low light with the Stylo 3 Plus, you will get a lot of noises. I'm not saying the J7 Prime has the best camera in the planet, but compared to the Stylo 3 Plus, yes, we have a better camera, and you can get very nice pictures. Either way, even selfie pictures and the rear pictures. For more, check my full review on both phones. In conclusion, the LG Stylo 3 Plus has more features, has double the storage, has LED notification light, quick charge, full HD, more PPI, bigger display, and stylus pen. But at the same time, the Samsung Galaxy J70 Prime has faster processor, more optimized operating system, a smart view, and it doesn't have NFC, while the Stylo 3 Plus has the NFC. You will decide which one you want to pick. You want a more storage, you like the stylus feature, you want a phone that charge faster, go with the Stylo 3 Plus. You care about better performance, that doesn't make the Stylo 3 Plus with a bad performance, but the J70 Prime has better performance. Do you like Samsung TouchWiz? Do you like smart view or screen mirroring, stuff like that? The Samsung Galaxy J70 Prime will be your choice. For today's video, that's about it. I wish you guys find this video helpful and informative, and if you did, please don't forget to leave thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and as always, I'll talk to you in the next one.